Hello, Melanin Monarchy citizens. This is your Monarch here at another live entertainment event. This time I am back at the Bellyup here in Solana Beach, the legendary Bellyup in Southern California. And tonight, people, citizens, I am here to see the Blind Boys of Alabama. And I'm excited to see them. They are legendary band. There's a legendary act starting back all the way 1939, I believe. Now, of course, none of the original gentlemen are with them from all the way back then. That doesn't mean that this show isn't going to be as powerful or as amazing. It is set to be just that. There was a long line here not too long ago for going into this particular venue to see the Blind Boys of Alabama. And wouldn't you know it, while we were all out here, people were going in, they drove by. They drove by, rolled down their windows, waved. You know, it's just a sentiment that they would do that for their audience. It shows that they have a love for audience, and I love that. You know how your Monarch loves that. So we're going to go inside and we're going to check out. For the first time, I'm going in green. You guys have never seen the Blind Boys of Alabama, but again, they perform with so many legendary people. They've performed for dignitaries. They've been all over the world, and it seems like there is no stopping the Blind Boys of Alabama. So whether it's the original or it's, you know, part deux, part tres, part, what's the German word? Eins, zwei, drei, vier, vier, whatever part of the Blind Boys that is here tonight, they're going to continue to go. They're going to keep their legacy going on. And so we're going to go inside. We're going to hear some great Christmas music. We're going to hear some great gospel, some great blues, some great R&B, and we are going to enjoy this Christmas holiday with the Blind Boys of Alabama. To the pip, see you inside.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows some turkey and some mistletoe helps to make the season bright. Oh yeah, it does. Little tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. In the water, God's gonna trouble the water. In my dying hour, I don't want nobody to moan. All I want you to do for me is just give that bell a tone. Come on, boy, in the water. in the water. You know God's gonna trouble the water. If you're not too mean and you're not too tired, will you jump up and however you call him? I said, Master, Jesus, Savior, Lord of Lords, King of Kings, Jesus, my Redeemer, my healer. Hey, hey, hey. Woo! Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. All right. Ready?
Good job. Aren't you guys to the left or to the right? What do you think?
That was Blind Boys of Alabama. And you know what it reminded me of when I was a little kid back in Detroit and I would go to church and they had devotion. Remember that? You guys remember when we used to have devotion and we used to have testimony service? We don't do that at all very much anymore. Well, we don't do devotional anymore. We don't do testimony service anymore. And they were all about it. They were all about ministering tonight. They were all about singing Christmas. They were all about gospel. They basically had church here tonight, and I needed that. I needed that. You know, going to all these venues, going to all these concerts, you guys, that I reviewed for you, at the end of the year, it is a good feeling to just worship. It's a good feeling to go to a place where they're singing Christmas songs in a venue that's not fit for that. It wasn't really the atmosphere for that, but they brought the atmosphere. They really did. They brought heaven, and they were not ashamed of doing that. And so I had an amazing, again, like I said, I was touched because it just brought me back to when I was younger, going to church and having devotion. You know, the deacons used to do devotion. They had them pressed shiny suits and they would do devotion. They would sing songs that nobody knew in the world but them. You know, it reminds me of my dad. I think the last time I went to devotion was at my dad's church, and it was, you know, probably like, you know, the Church of God in Christ, Episcopal, you know, apostolic, AME, you know, full gospel, wings of love type of church, straight gate type of church back in Detroit. And so again, I miss that. I miss when our elders would do that type of devotion, and we used to have that type of service, and we used to have testimony service. And Blind Boys of Alabama, they just brought back a bluesy type of music, not just gospel, but a really down to earth music that we're missing nowadays. That these young artists, they don't get that type of music anymore, and they're making their own music all types of way. And I feel like they should go back to the roots of the United States, where, you know, people like the Rolling Stones got this type of music, the Beatles got this type of music, all the greats, you know, Led Zeppelin, all these people comes from the blues, comes from Black Americans. And so we just kind of lost that, and you see that when you come see an act like Blind Boys of Alabama. I also want to give a quick shout out to their opening act. I thought he was great. Ben Powell, I met him. He lives here in San Diego, and he also just did an amazing job.
Even I know I feel screaming out loud. Who, baby, the way you do it? Yeah, but don't make a man feel so proud. Hey.
I didn't know that there was a such thing as West Coast blues. I thought blues was blues. You know, the blues is just the blues. I didn't know there was a West Coast blues, which means that there's a Southern blues or East Coast blues or Northern blues or Northwest blues. I guess so. But that was interesting. And so I enjoyed tonight. All right, you guys, this was the Blind Boys of Alabama here at the Bellyup in Solana Beach in San Diego. I will see you at the next live entertainment event. Toodle blip.